This is the tale of a cunning housekeeper who targeted wealthy tycoons in the city, posing as a diligent cleaner of their luxurious residences. She would slip into their lives like a demure young woman, gradually enchanting them with her allure. The vulnerable men would succumb to her schemes, only for her to ensnare them in blackmail and seize their fortunes. She had perfected this deception for years, until she encountered one enigmatic employer. What unfolds when the deceiver meets her equal? What will be her destiny? And who will triumph in this devious narrative? This account will impart numerous insights, but beware, it carries a staggering revelation you won't anticipate. If you haven't subscribed, please do so now and activate notifications. Let's begin. Lydia was the metropolis's most renowned domestic, celebrated for her grace and efficiency, yet few suspected the secrets concealed behind locked doors. Her initial patron was a prominent chief in the area, wedded with offspring near her own age, an aged gentleman residing in Nigeria, though his kin dwelled in London. His name was Chief Adebayo. Lydia had served Chief Adebayo for 7 months when she observed his solitary evenings. One such night, he invited her to share a drink. He became heavily intoxicated, exposing himself, and that instant she resolved to exploit him. They shared intimacy that evening, and once he drifted into sleep, she seized his phone, unlocked it with his facial recognition, drained his accounts into hers, and vanished. When Chief Adebayo awoke, he discovered Lydia gone. Stunned, he attempted contact, but she had severed all ties. The ultimate blow struck when he viewed his balance, utterly depleted. Lydia had pilfered his entire wealth. Devastated and bewildered, he refrained from alerting authorities, as it would require confessing her presence in his chamber and risk family discovery. Thus, he fabricated a story and moved on. This merely emboldened Lydia. She felt invincible and eager to persist. Her subsequent employer was a youthful magnate whose spouse had commissioned her to probe his fidelity and siphon his funds for an equal split. "I'm after his riches regardless. If he strays, all the better. I'll leverage it for divorce and be free of him. Though he's always struck me as disciplined, so success isn't certain," the wife confided during a discreet cafe rendezvous while engaging Lydia. Lydia grinned with assurance. "I'm an expert. If he's faithful, we'll soon know." Accordingly, Lydia sought the position. Initially, the husband remained reserved and aloof, barely acknowledging her until she began perusing his library in his absence. One afternoon, as Mr. Kamal dined while immersed in a volume, she interjected. "Deception secures allegiance. The psyche resists true exposure." Instantly, the unguarded man looked up astonished. It mirrored the passage he just read. "Clearly, I misjudged you," he remarked, smiling. He favored intelligent women. In that instant, unaware of Lydia's orchestration, he overlooked his marriage and surrendered to her charm. The following dawn, the sly domestic phoned his wife. Mission accomplished. The wife exulted. So swiftly, and thus divorce proceedings commenced. Another tycoon toppled. Was Lydia unjust in exploiting these men? Or did lust make them deserving? Share your views below, for the next twist will astonish you utterly. Enter a certain Mr. Victor, an unmarried, affluent mogul, CEO and proprietor of the city's premier tech empire. Victor had never wed. Romance eluded his pursuit. He sought only tranquility and career devotion. His prior housekeeper had departed for her rural home to nurse an ailing parent, vacating the role for weeks until Lydia appeared. From her application day, Victor detected irregularity. Her gestures provocative, attire revealing. Yet he dismissed it, perhaps ignoring it suffices. "I require merely a domestic," he mused. Unbeknownst to him, stakes soared higher. Lydia had long heard of Victor, the grandest prize locally, and schemed to ruin him via desire, mirroring past conquests. To her it was sport. She invariably prevailed. Males crumbled before beauty. The estate evoked fantasy. Alabaster marble, gilded fixtures, courtyard fountains and rhythmic dance. Lydia traversed the vast corridor deliberately, gaze sweeping like a hunter assessing quarry. This mark, Mr. Victor, tech titan, famed for reticence, riches, and spotless repute. She smirked. Ideal. Another dupe. From move-in day, she scrutinized him. Departure for dawn runs, breakfast return, chauffeur arrival, conference conclusions, every routine observed, recorded, etched in memory. Occasionally, she'd linger near his study, testing for a glance, but none came. That uniqueness intrigued her further. Lydia grinned inwardly while dusting the stairs, murmuring, "How long can you hold out, Mr. Victor?" This surpassed mere employment. It launched her grandest contest. Victory was her norm. That dusk, Lydia hauled a gleaming pail of sudsy liquid down the passage.
Polished stone shone underfoot. She tracked Victor's stride, then feigned a tumble. Pail clattered, liquid sprayed, foam strown. Victor whirled. "You all right?" Lydia grimaced, clutching her foot. "Ow, I believe I sprained it." Instantly, Victor hastened over, concern etching his features. "Stay still, allow me." He hoisted her with ease, firm grip, crisp scent, tenderness rare in her world. Her pulse raced, not from injury, but triumph. He bore her to the spare suite, eased her onto the mattress, fetched a cloth. Meticulously, he cleansed suds from her limbs, dried her palms, inspected the joint. "Slightly inflamed," he murmured gently. "I'll summon medical aid." She clutched his arm. "No need, sir. I'll recover with rest." He paused, exhaled. "Very well. Tea, then." Soon he returned with a fragrant mug. Gazes locked as he passed it. He smiled first. "Take greater care, Lydia." She returned a subtle grin, masking glee. Mentally. At last. She believed he was hooked. Thereafter, dynamics shifted. Victor inquired daily, delivered morning meals, checked her injury. He'd quip, "You'll mend quicker than my sessions conclude." Lydia chuckled softly, a genuine sound long dormant. Days became weeks. Conversations deepened. Existence, labor, melodies, aspirations. One supper, Victor whispered, "You differ from all I've known." She arched her brow playfully. "Not wealthy?" He grinned. "No. Authentic." The words struck profoundly. Soon outings followed, subdued repasts, urban drives, weekend strolls by the fountain. Lydia toned down allure, not tactically, but for dignity. One rooftop evening, Victor confessed, "No one else brings me serenity." She laughed uneasily, concealing tremor. "Ironic, you're the epitome of calm." "Not near you," he replied, gaze tender. Her expression stilled, not scripted. Averting eyes to skyline. "What am I doing here? No one hired me here." He's single, compassionate, perhaps cease the facade. For once, Lydia the manipulator relaxed. She prepared meals, tended tasks sans agenda. His laughter elicited hers, spontaneous, desired. Wealth faded, serenity reigned. Yet Victor observed too. The man she aimed to toy with might be toying with her. Reality darkened beyond imagination. Victor wasn't merely opulent. He was Chief Adebayo's heir, her inaugural victim. Years prior, post-draining Adebayo and fleeing, his clan forfeited all. Estate confiscated, vehicles auctioned, wife ill from anguish. They retreated to Nigeria penniless, homeless. Young Victor witnessed collapse, father's despair, mother's decline and disgrace. Police powerless, he vowed silently, "Someday I'll locate her. She'll taste our pain." Years of education, toil, pursuit traced her path, varied towns, aliases, targets, identical ploy, allure, Lydia. Her application? He accepted, deliberately. Each grin, kindness, shared instant, calculated. Lydia and Victor's bond deepened, at least for her, from employee to companion. He gifted gowns, escorted to intimate meals, evoked joy unseen in ages. Nightly he summoned, she came eagerly, pulse quick, trusting murmurs, caresses. To her, romance. To him, strategy. Daily rhythm persisted. One hushed afternoon, Victor absent for business, Lydia tidied his workspace. Aroma of his fragrance, woody, soothing, lavish. She smiled, wiping surfaces, humming. Then a frame peeked beneath documents. Reaching, sight halted her heart. Chief Adebayo, her first ruin. The man stripped bare by her. Hands quivered. "Impossible," she breathed. Flipping it, "To my cherished son, Victor Adebayo." Dizziness overtook, frame fell, glass splintered. Recollection surged. Transfers, deceit, escape night. Clarity dawned. Every tender act, date, observation, timing. Not affection, preparation. Tears wiped, hair smoothed, mirror gaze. If Victor craves contest, I'll conclude it my way. That night, Lydia plotted. Henceforth, identical smiles, laughter, but core frozen. Every embrace, phrase, meal fueled her counter-scheme. Victor assumed her ignorance, her affection intact. Yet beneath melody, she monitored. Calls, files, codes. As he plotted exploitation, she aimed annihilation. Trap him, unmask deceit, public shame, abscond with his presumed gains. Unseen, romance morphed into arena. Dual hunters, single domain, feigning devotion, awaiting strike. Who prevails, Victor or Lydia? Next revelation will jolt you. That week, Victor departed discreetly, citing travel. True goal, home. Chief Adebayo's dwelling bore no former splendor. Marble vanished, fountains silent, aged plaster, dim flicker, weary breaths. Entering, father glanced from rickety seat, gaze dulled by remorse. Victor, you returned. Victor loomed, fury masked, to face the man whose folly let a domestic demolish us. Chief Adebayo hung head, shame creasing features. Son, I was weak, desire clouded judgment. You're mightier, restore honor. Victor's fists tightened. I shall. Our name redeemed, she'll suffer our loss. Chief Adebayo's tone fractured. Not vengeance, justice. Your siblings abandoned studies. All gone. Victor's face steeled. Then reclamation, every stolen bit. Elder nodded, eyes moist. Bless you. Don't falter. Victor exited, gaze icy. I won't. She'll forfeit all. Driving off, strategy set. Lydia believed mastery. Now her tears. Gala prep intensified. Victor practiced address, covertly rigging projector for Lydia's history reveal to elite. Meanwhile, Lydia duplicated laptop data, timing mid-gala leak framing him corrupt. Private smirks, assured triumph. Unknown, another observed. Inspector Nadia Okoye, reserved genius sleuth, tracked Lydia via devastated mails 3 years. Learning her latest paramour, Victor Adebayo, first victim's offspring, she halted. Instinct uneasy. To colleague, he knows her identity, why no report? Colleague, vengeance perhaps. Nadia scowled. Vengeance, it rarely heals, often amplifies hurt. That ignited resolve. She reserved Lagos passage, intent on Gala interception before mutual destruction. As Lydia fitted attire, Victor knotted necktie, Nadia blended in modest ebony gown, vigilant. Predators nearing clash. She alone could halt silent conflict. If you were Victor, pardon the family wrecker or pursue retribution? Gala events determine redemption worth. Days pre-gala, Victor entered modest mart. Hat low, shades on, inconspicuous. At checkout, elegant woman approached. Serene gaze. Mr. Victor Adebayo. He tensed. Yes. Known? Not yet. Nadia Okoye. Investigator. Your gala intent. I know. Victor stiffened. Pardon? Abandon it. Soft plea. I know her deed to your father. But did he not contribute to downfall? You risk echoing error. Victor's jaw clenched. Respectfully, you comprehend nothing. Family ruined, father bankrupt, brothers unschooled, mother perished shamed. Nadia hushed. Thus you prove no lesson learned. Vengeance festers, never cures. Victor stared, frigid. You failed to grasp. She stole everything. Merely reclaiming. He abandoned purchases, melted into dusk. Gala night dawned, radiant illusion. Opulent vehicles queued, flashes burst. Influentials arrived. Chiefs, officials, overseas backers, leaders all beaming, oblivious to tempest. Native rhythms resounded in vaulted hall. Attendees marveled golden masks, regal attire, grace. Continent's pinnacle of sophistication, affluence. Victor lingered stageside, impassive, signal pending. Opposite, Lydia glided goddess-like, in jade silk, scheme active. Concealed storage, scheduled release, ultimate disgrace. Navigating tables, she neared Nadia Okoye. Nadia lifted eyes, startled. Lydia. Lydia paused, then courteous beam. Madam, refreshment.
Nadia leaned, whisper, your plot here. I've probed months. Halt, depart unscathed. Lydia's face unchanged, smile, glass set, murmur, savor the night. Departed unfazed. Moments on, illumination faded. Victor mounted platform, mic adjusted. Applause swelled. Evening all, we honor African ingenuity, achievement. Yet mid-sentence, massive display stuttered. Clip commenced. Lydia's timbre echoed. Tapes, captures, voice notes, covert investor talks. Dubious transactions, secret ledgers. Gasps rippled. What's this? Stop it! Victor pivoted, enraged. Before action, remote click, screen flipped. Lydia's images, luring elites, scam-proofs, transfers, pseudonyms, all. Hull exploded, shrieks, flashes. Refined Gala devolved to scandal spectacle. Center, Nadia mobile, witnessing mutual soul shatter live. Guards stormed, executives bellowed, chiefs cowered. Lydia's tears fused fury. Victor's shout fractured amid the din. Arrest Lydia for fraud? Victor for unlawful surveillance, corporate crime? Or both atone? Comment your stance. Ensuing shock universal. Then you frenzy, cries everywhere, some for Lydia, others Victor. She earned it. No, his father initiated. Chief Adebayo, notorious philanderer, she needn't obliterate kin. Assembly divided, turmoil among the mighty. Journalists shoved, lenses blazing, mics thrusting. Abrupt sirens exterior, a sure glow inundated gilded space. Law enforcement entered, swiftly encircled both. Lydia's wrists shook under restraints, Victor bowed mute, grasping vengeance mirrored paternal pitfall. Onlookers saw exit tandem, tycoon and domestic, shame equals. Beyond media roared queries, sole composure Nadia Okod posted entry, arms crossed, steady. Subsequent days, headlines unified, sleuth Nadia Okod and masks tycoon domestic outrage. Duo detained. Nationwide acclaim for her endurance, insight, bravery quelling greed-fueled strife. Thus concluded, pair undone by identical force, retribution. Both defeated, bared. Peace chooser victorious. What lesson gleaned? Retribution viable still? Manipulation yield harmony? Or perceived dual errors carve profounder scar? Comment replies, viewing nation. Like, subscribe, explore further potent African tales. Next week's will stun speechless.